am the roaming area C5 governor, and I'm at this beautiful conference here in La Mirada, and I'm interviewing one of our wonderful conference attendees, and your name is?
My name is Helen Johnson Charlton.
And which Toastmasters Club are you in?
I'm actually in 3, LA County Ortiz, Dynamic Whittier, and RRCC in Norwalk.
Wow, how long have you been a Toastmaster?
13 years.
Is this your first conference or have you attended others?
I have attended other conferences.
Fabulous. What did you think of this one?
I thoroughly enjoyed the tall tales today. They were all wonderful. Evaluations were very good, but I'm partial to tall tales, and they were wonderful.
I'm partial to tall tales too. Do you have a favorite?
I really don't have a favorite. It's just that when someone embellishes on a tall tale, and I enjoy those.
Have you ever considered participating in a tall tales contest yourself?
No. I've participated in contests, but not tall tales, because I don't think I'm funny. And that's why I have not. So I usually participate in serious.
Well, then I expect that we'll be seeing you in the next big conference as a competitor.
Maybe. Maybe you will. I'm thinking about it.
Okay, well, thank you very much for taking a little time with us today. Well, we are both wearing black, but it doesn't mean we're in grieving or anything. And
we're in LA.
Quite the opposite, actually. And I'm with a very special person. Please introduce yourself to the viewing audience.
All right, thank you. My name's Roberta Perry, and I have the honor of being the immediate past International Director for Toastmasters International.
Outstanding. And you gave an amazing speech today, and I'd like you to give just some of the brief bullet points so that everybody who missed out will know that they shouldn't miss these conferences anymore.
That's true. I try not to miss any conference, whether it's in Founders District or any of our other districts in Region 10, because we have some amazing districts. Today was a very special day, and my presentation was on mental flexibility. In other words, how to think outside of the box. Talked about rigid thinkers versus being an effective thinker. We talked about the difference between Mr. Spock and Captain Kirk. Mr. Spock has a tendency to be a little more rigid than Captain Kirk, but together they work so well. And if we start looking at our universe and our world, we find that some of the best partnerships have both of the personalities in it. If you take a look at Steve Jobs and his partner, or Bill Gates and his partner, or Frank Wells and the other gentleman from Disney. But anyway, and they also, Walt Disney worked very close with Buzz Price, and they were very much that way because we learn so much from each other. But today we could walk through 5 different things about what we can do to be less of a rigid thinker and more of a effective thinker, a positive thinker. We talked about looking at our world in a new way, talked about having a semantic flexibility. Talked a little bit about table topics. And the way table topics works is it makes us more effective as communicators and as leaders because it puts us in present time. Instead of a rigid thinker doesn't live in present time often, but when you practice table topics the way we do it, I want to just give one recommendation to the audience, and that's on the table topics that came out of it today. One of my recommendations is do your basic manual totally impromptu. Bring the manual in, give it to your Toastmaster, let them give you the title of your presentation that they're making up as you're walking to the front of the room. It will totally change your life in communication and leadership, and it'll make us less rigid and more effective as thinkers, as doers, especially in the kind of world we are in. And all of us want to change our world. And let me add just one more comment. This morning with the Drum Cafe that started us out, really started us all out to be much more flexible and open, because when I walked in this morning, I was a little tired from last night, dragging my coffee in, and by the time I was within 30 seconds of the Drum Cafe, oh my goodness, with the whole room, we were energized and into it and could not, I mean, it was probably one of the best opening ceremonies I think I've ever witnessed in this organization. So thank you, Founders District. Thank you for a great Tall Tales contest, a phenomenal evaluation contest, the Drum Cafe, and just for all the friends, all my old friends and all my new friends in Founders District. Thank you.
Well, I've just captured another conference attendee, and your name is?
Ursula Bell.
Well, Ursula, what did you think of this conference this time?
I really enjoyed it. And what I enjoyed most for me was the Drum Cafe. It got me off to a super start. And I never thought of communicating with noise, just with noise. Or, drumming is not noise, but it was very nice. It was very invigorating.
The Drum Cafe was very invigorating, and for all of you who missed out, you missed out.
You definitely did. Definitely.
What was your favorite tall tale today?
Favorite tall tale? I was between the ghost visiting the house and the winner with the eagle. I like speeches with a message, and to me, not feeding into fear was very important.
It was a very good speech. And again, everybody who missed out, you did miss out. So don't miss any more of these big conferences because they are spectacular. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I am so excited. I'm here with the actual winner of the Tall Tales contest. And was that a true story, by the way?
Absolutely. Every bit of it.
You really need to hear a little bit about his story. Can you tell me just a little bit for our TV viewing audience?
About the story?
Yes.
Well, this started out as I was out bird watching and I happened to see an egg. So I put it back in the nest and the mother eagle showed up and things developed from there. Let's just put it that way.
They certainly did develop, and they developed into a first place win, which is pretty exciting. How did you feel about that?
This was fantastic. There were a lot of great contestants in this contest. Everyone, I felt like could have been a winner, so I was just sweating. I had no idea how well I had done. I felt good about it, and it was just really, really a pleasure to win this contest.
For other Toastmasters out there who are considering entering a competition, what would be your advice to them?
Please enter a contest. This is how I got to where I am today, is just by competing. Competing forces you to work on a speech over and over and over until you get it to this level. And in our clubs, we do great working on the manual speeches, but you put that speech aside, you never look at it again. And in a contest speech, you have to work it over and over constantly. People have commented on my timing. My timing was good today, and that's just come from practicing through these contests. So I encourage everyone to get out here and compete.
What has been your most memorable moment here at our fall conference?
Well, that's kind of a trick question. When my name was called, obviously, as the winner, that was the best moment.
Well, that is very exciting, and I want to congratulate you, and I'm sure everybody who was here at the conference today thoroughly enjoyed your speech.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
I am excited to introduce our second place winner, and your name is?
Brian Goodhead. I got the third place.
Oh, you're right.
actually.
You know what? I was judging everybody at the same
you
time,
were?
and I actually had everybody within 1 point of each
really?
other. It was so close.
Oh, wow.
So you guys were all winners.
Oh, well, it was just wonderful to be here, and I'm just glad that we have Toastmasters because I care about the English language, and I see it dwindling in quality with each successive generation. So this was a wonderful opportunity. It was Jennifer Elam that encouraged me to try this. I would have never thought of it.
Was this your first competition?
It is. I just joined May 31st.
No way.
Yes, ma'am.
How many speeches have you given so far?
Well, let's see. I reckon about 4 or 5, something like that.
Wow. And
Yeah.
you incorporated some impersonations in your speech. What was your inspiration for that?
Well, I had given a speech about the mortgage crisis, and I incorporated Mr. Haney from Green Acres, and it really went over well in my club. So I just had the thought of what other impersonations can I do, and just right about that time was when Jennifer said, "Why don't you try a tall tale speech?" So it worked. It did. I didn't know I'd wind up in the final, but it's been a fun ride.
Impersonating voices isn't easy, though, and you nailed all of these old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. How did you do that? How long did it take you to master this?
Well, Rich Little was right when he said that some voices come instantaneously and others are very elusive and can take a lot of time to nail. And that's true. I don't seem to have much success with Looney Tunes characters, the Mel Blanc voices, but somehow Dawes Butler voices come very easily for me, and I cannot explain that. But it's a gift from Almighty God. I just have no other explanation.
Well, you did a terrific job, and I want to congratulate
Well, thank you very
again.
much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Well, now I really am with the second place winner, and you did a terrific job today, Mr. Mad Scientist. And what's your real name?
I'm Richard Snyder, Distinguished Toastmaster in District 12 and Founders District.
Outstanding. And who's your little buddy here?
This is Cottontail, for obvious reasons.
Cottontail played.
Also called Snowball sometimes.
Well, okay, that makes sense. And Cottontail played a pretty significant role in your speech today. Can you tell me a little bit about it and where you got your inspiration?
As I mentioned, I have a couple large posters. I ran for international director, and I thought they were going to be used for dartboard, and then this one might end up as rabbit stew. So we had a crusade to save the rabbit, save the posters, and getting a little short on the top. So they all came together.
Well, you have a terrific hairstyle and you had a terrific speech, and I want to congratulate you again on an amazing performance today at the conference.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun, and the rabbit held out. She did a wonderful job and stole the show.
Absolutely. And thank you so much. This has been Marie Hulett, the roaming Area C5 Governor. Thank you.